Hi everyone, Kelt here. With all these criticisms that Prince Harry has been throwing at his father regarding his alleged dysfunctional upbringing, in a totally unbiased way, I want to point out some things I found regarding Prince Charles's choice of company back then, which might give some credence to Harry's attitude, though I still agree that he is out of order and ungrateful regardless of his upbringing. One particular close friend of Prince Charles's back in the 80s was the late Jimmy Savile. Due to the horrific nature of that man's crimes, I will refer to him throughout this video mostly as JS. Researching on this, I found that the relationship was a lot closer than people thought, and that the power and influence that JS had on not just Prince Charles, but other members of the royal family was unprecedented. For those of you who don't know about JS, he was an arrogant, classless creep, a cigar-smoking DJ who managed to worm his way into high places, and most particularly the royal family. He was a DJ back in the day, and while he was a great raiser of funds for charity and seemed well-intentioned on the surface, his crimes against children were unspeakable, and you can do your own research on this. Even Princess Diana said that he gave her the creeps. This man was given free rein to all the royal palaces, upstairs and downstairs. He would regularly breeze into the kitchens and chat up the staff, trying to get any gossip on the royals and walking around as if he owned the place. He was very friendly and joking with them, but nothing was ever reported about him being untoward with anyone. However, it was said that he would take a woman's arm and run his mouth all the way up. He seemed to get away with this with his joking manner and his attitude of really believing that he could do whatever he wanted without consequence. The Queen allegedly said that he was odd, but this didn't stop her from allowing him to wander around the palaces: St. James's Palace, Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace. He was free to just wander in and out as he wished. He was confident enough to even tell the senior royals what to do. There was one incident where he was waiting for a very wealthy businessman to commit to contributing to a certain charity he was involved with. JS presented Prince Philip with a letter to this businessman, which was from Prince Philip himself, thanking him for his involvement, etc., and he urged Prince Philip to sign it, and upon receipt the deal was sealed immediately. Such was JS's influence and manipulation, and he was just a brash working-class nobody before this. Can some of you see why it was so easy for Harry's wife to get away with so much? And it was said also that JS would wander freely through the palaces, and he even went unannounced to Kensington Palace. He actually blagged his way past the guard hut and burst in on Princess Diana, saying that the boss had sent him, in other words, Prince Charles. He apparently only did this to check up on her. He was also involved very much at the end of Charles and Diana's marriage, and also with Sarah Ferguson, referring to her as the redhead, and seemingly playing them against each other. Google narcissistic triangulation, and you'll understand what I mean by this. It's probably how he got away with so much as regards decision-making in the palace. Many people don't realise just how many decisions this man made, or actually manipulated the royals into making. Prince Charles wanted to sack a senior aide, but he was such a coward regarding this that he got JS to do it for him. He even chose positions for people with JS's approval. JS actually sat in on an interview between Charles and a senior aide to give his opinion. And it seems that Prince Charles valued his opinion above any other at that time. So much so that he wanted him to be godfather, believe it or not, to Prince Harry. The list was drawn up of possible godparents, and Prince Charles insisted that Jimmy Savile's name to be put on that, as he was adamant that he wanted him as godfather. The personality of that man was such that he probably manipulated Prince Charles into believing that he had to be the godfather to Harry. This caused an advisor to Prince Charles to be shell-shocked, and he was found wandering outside in a state of shock and was given a drink to calm him down after reading the list and realising that Prince Charles was serious. Many people could see through JS, but Prince Charles was either totally naive or he knew who this man really was and was possibly blackmailed in some way. And his involvement within Prince Charles's and Diana's marriage seemed to be quite unhealthy, but he was considered a mentor by Prince Charles. Out of all the people that Prince Charles could have chosen to have as a mentor, a wise father figure or even a guru type figure, he had to choose a manipulative, evil paedophile whose crimes shocked the world. So bad that his lavish black marble headstone with an engraving of his grinning face, a list of accolades and underscored with "It was good while it lasted," was removed due to the public outcry and promises of vandalism, and replaced with nothing, just an unmarked patch of grass. And yet this was the man that Prince Charles had wanted to be godfather to his precious son, a prince of the realm, an heir to the British throne. What happened to security? The kings and queens of old, and maybe more recently in other countries, would have royal tasters who would taste the food before the royal ate it to make sure that it wasn't poisoned. No one would have got as close as JS did to the royals and their children. And yet Prince Charles didn't learn from this, and it seems that Harry's wife was not adequately vetted either. Or was she? And they found that she fitted the role perfectly. Back to the subject of creepy JS, with his wild eyes, flamboyant attitude and weird clothes, including oversized cigar, he would turn up uninvited and unannounced at Princess Diana's working events and inevitably turn it into his own event because everyone knew him. How could this happen? Why didn't they get rid of him? Why did security let him do this to Princess Diana? Also, Prince Charles visited his Scottish home for private meals and sent him gifts on his 80th birthday. He sent him a gift and a note reading, "Nobody will ever know what you have done for this country, Jimmy." Even if that was naivety, Prince Harry's frustrations become a little more understandable now. As I said, I'm unbiased. I'm just putting some facts out there. I was shocked when I read the details of the actual influence this man seemed to have over the royals, and no one did anything about it. So maybe it's not surprising that Harry has grievances regarding his father, though he could have shared his grievances privately. Thank goodness JS was not made his godfather, or Harry would have real problems, wouldn't he? As I said in a previous video, the connections go deep, and this is just scratching the surface. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe, ding my bell for more alerts for more videos, like if you liked it, and share. Bye.